Okay, 6 o'clock, start the meeting. Called to order. We're gonna review the minutes from our last meeting on, what was the date for that?
March 1st.
March 1st, oh, good.
Are we reviewing the minutes for the town meeting as well?
We already accepted, we already signed those, we already did that.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that for,
About town meeting minutes, we're almost reviewed at next town meeting,
Oh, yeah, right.
not anything we ever do.
yeah.
I got you.
So there's two, I guess I didn't list special.
Yeah, we got the special meeting at 5:30, which was to update the zoning bylaws. So, we need a motion to,
I'll move to approve the special meeting minutes.
Okay.
On March 1st. Second.
all right. Any discussion on that?
Nope.
That was pretty simple. It was just
straightforward.
getting reviews on the updates to the zoning bylaws, which those guys worked hard.
That was a statutory requirement, was what that meeting was.
We'd already approved them, so
Yeah, yeah.
I
They'd
guess,
already had a public meeting also, and
okay. All in favor of approving the minutes as written? Say aye.
Right?
I,
Okay, minutes are approved for the special meeting. Then we have our regular meeting at 6 o'clock.
make a motion to approve the meeting, minutes from the meeting, at 3/1/2023.
Okay,
I'll second.
discussion on those minutes? They look pretty good. That was a pretty easy meeting, I think. Things went well, good. Okay, all in favor of, say aye for approving the minutes as written?
Right?
Aye. Adjustments to the agenda, is there any adjustments to the agenda?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Yep.
you're on it.
You're on it.
I sent you an email, I said I put you on there. You don't. All right, so then we have, executive session for Philip. So we're gonna go into executive session for Philip Palmer. We're back from executive session, 6:31. We talked about, I guess what we, talked about, wages.
Yeah, I think, what did I say? Philip Palmer came to the board to discuss a personnel matter related to his wages. And we, have decided to table that till
Budget,
budget
October.
season in October. So that's, that,
No decisions made
no decision. The decision was.
to table it. Okay. Town appointments. Okay,
I think what we've done in the past is just review these down through and then
right,
we can just make sure everything looks good. Right, we don't need to, we're not voting on every one of
Don't
them.
vote on any of them, really,
Yeah.
just talk about
Yep.
and decide. So this form was really hard to get it to print on 3 pages, it was 9, so.
9?
Yeah, so, and I did have a column where you could write in, I was just guessing at some of them, so,
okay,
Okay.
feel free to change, I just was trying to help and write in names.
all right,
So-
I'll start out, so select board chair was Zachary. It's now Tristan, 1500.
Yep.
Select board secretary minutes was Thane.
For a short period, yep.
And now it is Lisa for 100 a meeting.
What do you want us to try to fill that position, Lisa, or, okay?
All right.
Okay, so we're still looking for a select board secretary. Okay.
Correct.
Select board assistant, Lisa. It's been Lisa, 1200. Select board member to receive bank statements, Aaron Smith, and then you get paid 0.
You still fine with that?
Yeah, I'm still fine with, one of those, or a couple of those, I don't know if we wanna switch from me to somebody else.
Or wait Okay, wait.
We
till
get
it
down
done.
in there.
Okay.
You had to screw that up. I was moving along so smoothly.
Sorry.
I think, that's good.
Select board member, weekly warrants, Tristan. Yes,
Yep.
still Tristan.
Is that Tristan / Zach, or is that would you
Well,
like the second to fill in?
Well, I think
That's-
that it's, you know,
Okay.
yeah, it's good. Whatever.
that sounds good.
Motion to approve one
Yeah.
select board to sign warrants and POs. Don't require 2 signatures. There's nobody.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a motion that needs to be made,
If we wanted, yeah, I think we can do that. I mean, I don't see any reason why.
because that would cover the payroll that happens every week.
Yep.
That's fine. And I'm
So I'll-
usually available or whatever, so just swing in and do that.
Okay,
Yep.
so do you want me to I'll make a motion to approve one select board member to sign warrants and POs weekly.
Second.
All right.
Okay,
Obviously, if you're on vacation or out of
discussion.
town or otherwise, let us know.
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay,
Discussion being that Tristan is that one
person?
word.
Yep, Tristan's gonna be that one person, yep.
Okay.
A vote on that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 There we go.
Okay, posting sites for select board meetings, PO, agenda, web. Lisa, are you still good with doing that?
Yeah, and community building, I forgot to put that
Oh,
one.
And
yeah,
community
that's-
building,
yeah.
okay. Good, thank you.
Is that something, if we find the right secretary, that we probably should hand off to the secretary as a secretary duty?
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
how hard are we gonna look for a secretary? Like, should we, is there another way we should post that, looking for a select board secretary?
Put it on that news and notice as something a little stands out a little more,
Yep.
Okay,
instead of just under,
Yeah.
open position.
I think, the other thing too is it's, you know, $100 per meeting, which with town meeting ends up being, what, $2,500 or a little bit more if you, whatever meetings you count in there, but, you know, what we've budgeted for that position, that's, you know, that's a pretty decent
That's not
compensation for the work, so,
bad. The hardest part is sitting here listening to us.
yeah. I'm trying to decipher what that means on the minutes.
what they were trying to say. Select board will hold meetings first and third Wednesdays at 6 PM. Is that still what we're doing?
I think so, yep.
And it's Wednesday at 6 p.m. because that's how you wanted it, Tristan. So is that okay still?
I feel like I got some resistance on that for a second.
Nope.
I don't know, I think it works good because we have Thursday to go over stuff and finish up stuff before, which is still during the week. Are we gonna, okay, what about the summer? We talked about, are we gonna go back and,
Next one.
oh, okay, I hadn't got there. Okay, Groton Web, no, let's select board. Okay, June, July, August, one meeting a month, first Wednesday of the month. We did that last summer and I thought it was really nice and worked out
Yep.
well. And I'm all for doing it again this summer, if you guys are
What does,
good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine
what day
with
of the
it.
week does 4th of July fall on this year?
I think I saw.
Tuesday or one.
Oh, is it a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. That's the only thing that'll get in the way of that. Will
Well,
be,
when we get to that month.
We can
can
adjust.
Switch it to
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
week or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say if something came up,
We'd adjust it.
yeah, the board
Just
could
as
meet a
needed,
second
yeah.
time, you know, like, so if anybody looks at this and thinks that it's not set in stone.
Okay, that sounds good. Groton website, webmaster, Carrie and Lisa are good with that still? Okay. Assistant assessor, Dorothy Knott, I'm assuming she's still good with that?
I
Okay.
hope so.
Hourly wage, health officer Zach. Was Tristan Vaughn, I don't know, potential something, and I don't know.
it's another position
If
that
there's
we,
anything in stone, or I'll share it with you.
I mean, I
I mean,
think,
maybe we could do a combined little notice out on the website for the secretary and that.
yeah, that's a, yeah.
That's
I
true,
think
yeah.
the other, I mean, I think, if you happen to run into Dan Webster and wanna talk to him, I mean, I think we appointed him as the deputy health officer.
Right,
He was the health officer for a long time. I think part of it was he got pulled into quite a few animal-related issues that he just didn't want to be involved with. So he may be, he's very knowledgeable there. He may be interested in taking on the health officer
So we'll keep it
Again, but-
that for now the way it is, and then we'll see
Yep.
if whatever. That's fine. Deputy health officer. I'm assuming Daniel. Dan is still good with that,
Yep.
as far as we know.
Mhm.
Fire chief Wade Johnson.
Did we get a recommendation?
We
from
did.
Yeah, it comes in,
We approved
comes in
it.
December.
In December, that's right, yep.
So Wade still
That and the,
fire chief, forest warden.
Forest Fire
Wade.
Warden, doesn't that come down from the state,
Yeah,
Philip?
that's 2026.
Yeah, but that's when the town sends their recommendation in the state.
yeah.
Okay, head of services, fast, Brenda.
I mean,
We're assuming,
we're
Brenda,
Yeah.
assuming, we don't know.
Yeah. She was, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, same. Emergency management coordinator is Brent Smith. I'm assuming he's still
I
fine
do,
with that.
I had, he knew that we were having this meeting tonight and he never called me to say he didn't want any of his jobs, so.
Okay, NVDA representative Brent Smith. We'll keep him in unless we hear different. NVDA alternative, Mark Lucier. Zoning administrator, Dan Webster, still good. Zoning board of adjustments, Aaron Smith, are you good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron
Charles Froth and Mark Lucier.
Fleischer.
Animal control officer, Michelle Boyer.
Yeah, she has a 3-year contract with us.
Okay, so that's still the same. NEK, solid waste,
Oh, yeah, this is.
Mike.
Supervisor, Tim.
supervisor Timothy Daly. I'm assuming that's still the same.
The next one, Aaron, you thought.
I did have somebody reach out, Michael Nemus reach out to me during, town meeting, after town meeting, and said that,
For Diggins?
yeah. So, I know Kitty has served there for quite a few years.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do for
So I send letters to all these people,
Okay.
and if they don't want it, they.
respond?
Yeah.
Church clock winder. I remember somebody else who used to do that.
That's, $300 really doesn't cover the pain in the butt.
Cause I remember when you were doing that when I was on the board.
Yeah.
Do it
Okay.
again here?
No. I
Joseph.
I am the alternative though. So if he can't make it, if
Okay.
he's somewhere, I get a phone call because I'm the only other person in town who knows how to wind the clock, so.
Lorenco?
Mm-hmm.
Is he still, he's good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know agent for, the convoy real estate, convey real estate, Deb Jurist. Tree warden Steve Murray, red, I'm assuming he's still good. Lisa Hart is for town report preparation.
And me.
Two.
Oh, and, yep, okay, you guys are good?
Yes.
Gary Lamberton is IT, I'm sure he's fine. Alyssa Smith is green up coordinator, she's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
I checked before I left today, yeah.
okay, CUD representative Mike Gaius.
Geis.
Geis,
Yep.
Geis, I always,
That's the one he talked about at town meeting that they were.
right.
For an alternative.
So do you have someone in mind that I can send a letter to?
Zach Conway.
I mean, I talked to Mike and said, unless anybody else wanted it, I could help with that. 'Cause
Bill Kane?
I've been involved in some of that. Yep, so, I mean,
Put you down?
yeah, you can put me down for now.
There's
And-
no alternative, or that is,
That's the alternative, so
Yeah.
okay.
Zach is the alternative.
I'll be the
Vermont
alternative for that, yeah.
Housing, state closeout agreement officer, first, Aaron Smith, and
So some of these, I don't know if some of these wanna get, maybe we would give that one to, that closeout agreement to Zach. He just got reelected for 3 years.
oh yeah, definitely
Yeah,
Zach,
he
he can be
can-
on that.
Okay, so Zach,
What do
you
you-
have work to do. You have
Oh!
to-
What do you,
Yeah, it's
what do you do?
create an
It's
account.
actually, yeah, it,
It's a pain in the neck.
Send me a
is what
letter
I
so I
think.
can send it back to you declined. No,
But
that's,
it has to be done. One of those
it's
things
a
that-
pain in the butt, but it's not difficult. It's just a pain in
Okay.
the butt.
Lisa Hart's the second one, are you still good with that, Lisa?
Yes, so.
Okay. Fire extinguisher monthly check, Frank Lapham, is he
I
still?
mean, he still does it, but sometimes it's hard to get him up here. You know, he doesn't live in town, so do you think anybody in the fire station would wanna do that?
once a month walkthrough.
and check all of
Yeah,
that.
we had Junior doing it once already, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if there's anybody, Philip, unless you can think of anybody.
Two people sitting right here.
Thought for some reason we couldn't do something.
What?
Well,
Can't check the fire extinguishers.
I don't know how to.
where are they
You
at?
look at the little things there, see, make sure they're in the green.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Even-
Hey, look.
Hey, Frank can come.
Problem is you have to initial them, you have to.
Can Ben Gannon do that? Will have Ben do that?
I mean, I think if it's not done monthly, it's
We
not
get dinged.
terrible.
No, we get dinged.
Really?
Yeah.
When they do the,
If they come around
insurance
and if VLCT comes and they
Yeah.
come around, we get dinged.
If they haven't been checked monthly?
yes. Cause that's a no-show,
Check
that's a
monthly.
fire.
Don't look at them right now, cause we're behind.
Yeah.
I check every 5 years.
Yeah.
They're
You're
due for the,
volunteering to
they're
check.
due-
No,
They're due for
I don't
their
know how to
annual
do
soon.
that.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, they're not due for their annual till the end of the year. Till what, October?
It comes around once a year, the fire.
Yeah.
Just
And
keep
replacing the
Frank.
tags.
Frank will do it.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
I can't think of anybody other than, so.
Shovels, walks, shovel walks, gym entrance, maintenance work, Ben Gannon, maintenance work, Mark.
Okay, so this was your suggestion at one time
Yeah,
to ask Mark to do something?
yeah, that's a good
So I
idea.
didn't know if you wanted him in this role?
Yeah.
Or what?
We do.
So what, these are, we pay these though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but Mark gets paid and
Yeah, he would just get his-
have a whole lot to do.
You could check
sometimes.
fire extinguishers too.
Hey, Mark Puffer.
want me to?
Yep.
Check fire extinguishers?
Yep.
You're gonna ask him.
Well, you might as well. Yes, Mark.
Yeah, and same thing with maintenance. I think that would be, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
that would be good.
ARPA, contract 1, Aaron Smith.
I-
Changing that too? Probably. Yeah.
I don't even know, how do you do
I know,
that?
it's gonna be a freaking
I
nightmare.
think we keep Aaron on that.
Yeah, but
for the time
are
being.
you, I mean, if you're not, if you don't end up being selectman another year, you're still gonna have to change it.
I don't know.
Well, he
though.
can- he
I
can
don't know as
still
though
be-
it needs to be an elected person.
It
I
doesn't.
think you
No,
can.
it just- well, no, I think it does need to be a select board member.
Yes.
Everything,
We're on the
okay.
other parts, and then it
Yeah.
has to be one of you.
Then we can switch it now.
Okay, to who?
I gave a lot to
Zach's
Tristan. Because I gave my last one to Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'll
Zach
trade-
has the
I'll trade
newest,
you the last one.
the
for
newest
this one. I know a little bit
thing.
more about this
All
one.
right, well, we'll figure one of you, and we'll see if we can.
Yeah,
get
okay.
decide.
We'll, let's
Yeah,
find out
I
what
mean,
it, what it
I think
takes.
we
And
should-
check it if it doesn't.
draw straws or
I think
something.
just what ARPA's gonna be,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
Constant.
Yeah.
it's gonna be next year.
Well, we'll find out in April.
Yeah.
We have to do a
Do the-
renewal
yeah.
thing, so maybe we can try to
Get in
change
there
it.
and then change.
Town attorney, Gavin Reed, I'm assuming that's the same. Newspaper.
Have we, I mean, he has been easing towards retirement.
Yeah, but who
I
would
don't
we
know.
go
One
with?
of his associates in his law practice may want to. I don't know if they're doing that, but I don't know if we talked to him at all. Like,
Sean King.
does he, yeah, does Gavin want to continue to be the, somebody want to reach out to him, I guess, and
I'll send him a letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ask him.
See.
Okay,
see if he sends it back.
good idea.
Yep. Because I know he
Newspaper.
wants to, I mean, he's trying to get out of his regular caseload already.
Right.
Well, if he doesn't sign our letter, then we'll know he doesn't want to do it anymore,
True.
right?
Yep.
Newspaper,
Over.
F-word, Bridge Weekly,
Yep.
fall foliage coordinator, we don't have anything. We're not,
So,
no,
fall foliage coordinator is
Mark
something.
Puffer.
Sure, I mean, I think what was realized last fall foliage day is that outside of the individual events scheduled by the Historic Society, the library, the community club, etc., including the parade is not managed, coordinated, or otherwise by anyone in the town right now.
Philip Palmer.
Somebody does come and make sure the parade is done.
In line.
Which I didn't realize that until she told me this year.
Who?
Mary Puffer.
But she just does it 'cause.
She just does it because she's always done it.
Well, maybe
I was-
we should appoint
was over
her
there
as
ahead
a
of
fall
that.
foliage
I didn't see her
coordinator.
around at all.
Yeah, you
Maybe I
you would've
missed
seen
her. Maybe
Yeah.
I mean,
Send her a letter.
but-
She's-
Back into the community club's lap.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
so-
it's
problem.
It's
No.
very
Yeah.
specific saying that is not.
Their insurance doesn't cover road parades, and technically because it's the road closure, it has to be done through the town. The town actually, last year, we
So
found
I
this out.
think you should think of a few names and maybe even a committee could
Yep.
be developed.
I think that is a good idea,
Yes.
Lisa.
I don't know if it needs to be
Yeah,
filled today.
except who-
And I think, part of my idea anyways is to try to get more out of Fall Foliage Day.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
not to take control of,
Correct,
but
yep.
to see if we can get more to happen during the day as well.
I can
you know.
add that to the other two things that we're looking for.
Okay,
Officer and
Yep.
lumber secretary.
okay.
Well, and
Do you have any names, Aaron, that you were
I
thinking of?
no, I asked Tristan to work on it.
we,
Far
No, I
clever-
mean-
he's far more clever than I. He knows
I-
more people than I do.
I'd be happy to help with some of that. I mean, I don't want to try to take
I
on too
don't
much, but
want anything to do with it.
you're gonna be in the parade? You gonna put a truck in the parade?
No,
Grand Marshal.
I'm not
Hey,
even, I'm not even
If the
usually
committee,
around.
well, I'd be happy to help talk to a few people.
I'm not even
I think
around.
I personally feel like it's an opportunity to try to re-engage the community club with, not beyond just trying to get, their fundraiser done, but actually, and all of the, and coordinate all of it, like Aaron said, to get a little bit more out of what we do for fall foliage, because it just seems like it's very, yeah, we do, absolutely.
Tracy
Well, but it's a lot
Puffer,
of things, because it's happened in the past, it went away.
she's a good coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send her a letter.
Tracy and Philip Palmer.
Yeah.
No.
You-
Yeah.
Mary and Tracy,
Want me to put Mary down?
yeah.
But they're all busy with.
Yeah,
She's
so.
yeah.
I
and
can't help that, we're all
I-
busy with stuff.
I will say that I mean, I can't speak for Tracy or Mary, but I don't think they're gonna be interested in doing anything outside the chicken pie supper, cause that's their thing.
I don't know.
And they're
What-
overly
Maybe
involved
they're
already
ready
in
to
that,
Give
so,
that up, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
okay.
who, I mean, you
But
know
I
what
mean, I think
like,
it
who,
would not hurt to have a discussion about creating a committee that oversees that, so that
Okay, so
we,
for that letter, maybe I'll rewrite something and say we're trying to form a committee like you're in.
right,
we'd like
Good
you to be
idea.
involved in the, yeah, that might be a good thing, yeah.
Any
Okay.
suggestions for him?
All right, we'll work on
And we don't have to appoint anybody on the planning commission, they're all good till next year.
it.
okay, planning commission.
Oh, good.
All good till next year.
Not doing
We don't
it.
have to do that, yeah, they're 3 year or 2
Okay,
year?
fence viewers not required, why do we
Okay,
still
so
have
all
fence
these-
viewers?
All these are not required. Carrie read up on it, and these last four are not
You
required.
can do it, you
Yeah.
don't have to do it.
We don't wanna do
It's
it,
up to you.
I want to do it.
You want to do it.
except
Yeah.
Aaron wants to do
I
it.
think
Yeah.
they're good honorarium type positions for the town, because they're not required, I think they, that's how I view them, I don't know. Then they have some historic significance, I would say.
Okay, so fence viewers,
We'll just leave all the same ones.
Check. Yeah.
Sure. Maybe
okay,
a new
inspector
waiver of
woods
coal.
lumber shingles,
Yep.
Kenneth Ricker, Robert Dorr, town service officer, none.
Who's
Ware
filled that in the
Cole,
past?
Frank
I don't remember
Lap.
anybody filling that as long as I've been.
That's the town clerk, and then.
That's right, yeah.
So you want Carrie to do it this year?
Sure,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah,
Is that okay,
pays,
Carrie?
it pays good.
I'd be
Thank you.
happy to carry some more.
And Ware Cole, and Frank doesn't.
Frank,
He doesn't live in the town.
I don't think it
Might
matters.
be
It's
the
an
mayor.
appointment. It's an appointment. Doesn't need to.
Yeah. He's still active in the community, even though
That
he
gets
doesn't
him.
reside there.
That gets him over here to check the fire extinguisher.
That's right.
that's right, okay. Appointments are done, highway, I got an email from, Harold, and nothing to report, I guess everything's going good. We already had talked to Philip about posting roads and, whether,
Just that's-
what the deal and whether we don't, and whatever, and
I think that's a follow-up, maybe,
Yeah,
with
follow-up.
Harold outside.
that's a
of-
good idea.
Yeah, put it down.
Treasurer,
to just have this USDA compliance review, Zach,
Yep.
that we got all these emails and we need to take some time and review all
Do we
this.
just, does it just need to be signed? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not
I have
100%.
not. It's due next Friday. and
I'm just not sure what he's asking for.
I'm
Does
not
it,
sure.
I mean, do I just need to reply to him and say, hey, I reviewed it, or?
I reviewed it.
I'm not sure. So that's my
Oh.
only thing.
I'll,
I
I'll
don't know.
email Sean and see what he's looking for,
Okay,
from our perspective, I mean, yeah,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what he
Thank you,
actually
Zach.
wants. Yep.
Town clerk,
I was just gonna say, town meeting went well, I thought.
Yep.
And it was nice to be in person, together.
absolutely, yeah,
So,
great.
I heard that from a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank-
I think it was a good town meeting.
Yeah.
We had the rabies clinic.
How was the turnout?
I never really hear. I asked, 2 people came to me after to license their dogs.
Yeah.
One said there was a good amount there, another one came late, thought there wasn't a lot, so, I don't know. She said she heard them talking about combining some of the towns and not doing one in so many towns and maybe doing one. So I don't know, I didn't hear, but
Okay,
it all went fine. We're up to 70 dogs,
Wow.
out of 200?
300.
Ooh,
Did you take mine off the list?
wow,
Is he gone?
She got rehomed.
Okay. Okay.
that's a long ways away from,
It's $299.
in like 2 weeks,
Well, that's how
everybody's
many
gonna
people
come.
will be, yeah, it'll be crazy.
They're gonna be busy, okay?
I
And then
had
Mark will be busy.
a request to use Puffer Field for Little League, so I said yes, and they're providing insurance, and they're gonna get a porta potty that they'll take care of and pay for, and they'll take care of all the trash,
Sounds good.
so I think that's
What level of Little League, you know?
majors, I'm gonna guess. Play there, and minors play at Frost. I think it'll be good to keep the growth down and
Yeah.
get some use out of it,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, good.
And we talked a little bit about that portal, so I did send everyone's things into the VLCT Municipal Access Portal. It looks like the week of the 27th, everyone will get an email with your username and password.
Okay.
And then that's the way we go in for anything on VLCT stuff. I did talk with the alarm guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you heard.
I hadn't heard anything. Dad said that that you had information, I thought.
So, it will be very expensive.
Yeah, but this company, I think we
Yeah.
can look out for, I'll reach out to another couple and
Okay.
maybe they're all gonna be that.
He said, you know, you, all through the building, so many feet apart. He didn't even wanna walk through this building, cause he already knew, he could tell me it would be. But he didn't wanna give a number, but I threw out a few and, you know, talking like $80,000, $100,000.
For
Spring, alarm system.
alarm
Not
system, just the
sprinklers.
alarm system?
Just alarms and just this
Holy
one building.
crap.
All 3 buildings.
Oh, was it all 3? Was per 100,000?
I don't know that, if we need
Is
all
there some
that.
sort
I
of-
kinda just told him how it all started was, you know, the fire alarm went off, no one can hear it outside.
Yeah,
And he said, if they get involved, they have to do up the whole building.
yeah, yeah,
And then it's monitored every month, you know, you
Yeah.
pay a yearly subscription and stuff like that.
yeah.
So he said you could reach out to the fire marshal, he might have a way that you can just get a simple something to satisfy that, but he wasn't sure.
And I think in my mind, a monitored system was exactly what we were after.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I wouldn't really wanna half-ass something because the guy doesn't wanna
Yeah.
come in here and do the
he
work.
talked about a lot of stuff, so it's, you know,
Yep.
it's definitely gonna be a long process and.
It would, be- especially this
money.
building, the highway garage wouldn't be as bad as this new construction, the fire department wouldn't be as bad as it's just one building. This building's like 4 of them tied together, so it's like, you can't just go up into the crawl space and go, because then you hit a wall where the other building, so it would be. Nobody knows better than Gary. You know, just chasing electrical, computer cables around.
Yeah. So that is all that I had.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll have to sort through this.
Assistant Assessor Dorothy isn't here, but she left a note. Updates to the select board, I attended the VALA meeting, Vista Zoom on 3/8/23, which I don't even know, you guys know what the what?
Bala is how she says it.
VALA, I don't even know what the
Vermont
VALA meeting
Association
is.
of
Listers and assessors.
Association.
Assessors, okay, good job, Aaron. Updates on current legislation, VT Pi, they hope to have homesteads available soon. NEMRC,
NIMRIC, that's our
NIMRIC.
program.
okay, that's
That's that
right.
whole transition, they're going to that Vermont High, so it's
Compatibility with,
going in sections.
okay, all right. Why didn't you just leave this with you then? Why do I have to dig through
She gave
this?
it to everyone.
Everybody
Oh,
got a
okay.
copy.
PVR webinar yesterday, cut short when we lost power, oh yeah. Review once it's posted online. April 1st deadline for property ownership. Working on properties with building permits and doing inspections. Thanks, Dorothy and John.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dorothy.
she's got quite a few her and John have to go see
Oh,
before
okay.
the April 1st, because then it's when it gets kind of official.
Okay. Fire fast, anything?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Constable, I don't think we have anything. I
He was
haven't
in the
heard.
other day, but
I'm still waiting for a response on getting the mobile speed limit sign out here from the fire, from the sheriff, but
Oh, good.
Okay,
I'll follow up.
all right. Library. So happens we have a library representative here. Do you have anything to report?
Well, I just wanted to share a few things. We are working with, to plan a springtime festival on April 1st, Saturday, April 1st, coordinating with Jazzy's Children's Fund to host at the library crafts for kids and adults on the Easter egg hunt.
Okay,
That's on April 1st. And then April 2nd is another event, but that is going to be hosted at the library, but it is the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department's Hunter Education Program. So they're going to be conducting the in-person portion of their at-home study course at the library in Groton, and then we'll travel to a secondary location to do the, oh, I'm so sorry, that's really embarrassing. That's my cell phone. At least I was talking.
Yeah.
I was really interrupting myself.
Yeah. He's on his phone. He's
So
probably
that-
trying to be able to get.
That is, the registration is through the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department on their website, but I did just want to share that that was going to be
that's
happening.
good to know.
Space for 15 people, I think it's half full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Kids signed up.
Yeah, but
What
yeah,
date is that?
it's on Sunday, April 2nd.
Okay.
And I think Mike Scott is leading the workshop. And then, let me see my little list here. The library is going to be working with Rural Edge to apply for a capital improvements grant through the Vermont Department of Libraries. They secured both state and federal funding, state funding, I believe, through ARPA, and then additional federal funds for capital improvements for library facilities. And so Rural Edge being the
Property owner.
thank you. They will be preparing the grant application in tandem with support from the library trustees. I believe it'll be for heating. I can't, say for sure what all of will be included in it, because everything is still in flux a little bit, and the grant requirements haven't been fully released by Department of Library. So this is like very advanced notice as we're leading up to
So
an application.
Yeah, I'd be interested to learn more about some of that, just because I know that in the past with some of those capital improvement projects that were done involving the library, there were strings attached to the town that have been, it was an issue when I got on board. It's part of the reason why I got on board, to help with some of that stuff. which led to the lease that we currently have, but the intention of Rural Edge is to sell the library, or not even sell it, give the library property to the town. And I am curious as to how this all will impact that desire from Rural Edge. The complicator being that the building itself not only houses the library, but it also houses an apartment that's part of that. The septic and all of that's tied into that whole property septic. There's a lot of complications, so I'd be interested to hear more as to, if that is being used as part of their facilitation to eventually give the building to the town, or start moving in that direction or not. I don't know.
That would be a question to raise with the trustees.
Okay.
They were in conversation with Patrick, or like, this has all come very quickly, but I can certainly bring that back to the library trustees as.
Yeah, and I can check in with Deborah. I know Deb Juris and I talked about it
Yeah, my
back when we were working
understanding,
on it, so.
it is, the funding is specifically for library facilities, it's through the Department of Libraries. Patrick Shattuck came to meet with the trustees to earn their, to get support for this application. So it was also discussed at that meeting, the arrangement with the town. So I think it's, the trustees and the town will have to have a conversation at some point, but.
Yeah, I can follow up too, and maybe I can come to a trustees meeting to kind of get a little bit more detail on what the plan is there. Again, Patrick has done a lot of great things for the town in the past when he lived in town, which included the huge undertaking that was the updates to the property where the library sits. But again, the intent from the conversations I had with him at Rural Edge is that Rural Edge wants the town to take possession at some point in the future of that property. And there are way too many complications involved to do that, so, as it stands now. So that's why I'm just interested. But.
From my perspective, at least what I understand at the moment, which may shift, is that this is an opportunity to address the roof, to install an HVAC system, as well as some other improvements, maintenance to the building, and that the fact that they own the building and are willing to partner with us to do it is helpful to me, so that we're not having to figure out how to write the grants on our own.
No, and absolutely. I think all of those are great improvements to have to the building. And I think, I'm glad that they're helping and they're partnering to do that. Just knowing what you've listed off are all of the things that were concerns to us when it came up to a discussion on us taking possession of the property. So, and if that's the case, the other concern being that, I think, and Lisa, I don't know, you probably know a little bit more about it, but I think that there are still outstanding loans that are tied to the original capital improvement projects of the building. So, just again, I mean,
I need to get into all that.
Yeah,
I started with that.
No, I know. Well, I know.
I mean,
They want to deed us the property for $1,
And I mean,
and there's $10,000, $20,000 in improvements that need to be made to the property, including a new septic system.
I think one of the things we got going in our favor is Deborah's on that board.
Yeah.
So she knows what's going on.
She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, and this is why I wanted to just make you aware that this process is underway. The application period has not opened.
Okay.
The Department of Libraries has currently requested a needs assessment. And with the needs assessment, which I will have complete, it's due at the end of March, we'll have an outline of what the proposed project might entail.
Okay.
So this is like more of like, this is, information is coming down the line, so
Right.
this is like a heads up
Yep.
as to a discussion that could happen in the future.
Okay, great.
No, and I'll say, I mean, I still support, I personally still support the town taking possession of the library property. I think as a town with a library as active and as positive of an impact as it has on our town, I think it would be, and I mean, it really is, outside of the community building, it's the other community center in town, in the village. And so I'm supportive of that. I think it's just important that we understand the financial impacts of everything that goes on, because if we put a new heating system in and we're required to maintain it, that's money we have to budget for, you know what I mean? And stuff we just have to be thoughtful of, so.
Absolutely. This is exactly why, I wanna maintain a dialogue around it and wanted to make sure that we're all, informed as things move forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think that's everything that I have for the moment.
Movie night next Friday.
However, how could I forget, bonus movie night.
Yep.
Bonus movie night is the first Friday of every month, but because March has so many Fridays, we're doing a bonus movie night. It'll be that, I know, pretty exciting. We just watched Space Jam 2, following up on Space Jam 1.
You're letting Zach pick the movies again.
Yep.
I do have a little
SpongeBob.
And then April 7th is the next movie night. We're gonna watch The Sandlot.
Okay,
Great movie.
Sounds
Ready for
good.
baseball season, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Zoning administrator, do we have anything from Dan?
Not really, just, there is one property in town that might be being sold, which will be good news for the
Is that
town.
the one that I got a postcard on?
Maybe. I don't know, you get a postcard on.
The yellow house?
No.
Just right down here. The multi-unit one that I think Dan was looking at some
Oh.
point. Yeah, I got a postcard from a real estate agent. Yeah, anyway, it wasn't that one.
Don't wanna sell it?
Yeah, it's up for sale. It's posted for sale.
No, it's not that one.
What's that?
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have some calls on that.
Mm-hmm.
Health officer, same, do we have anything? No?
I haven't heard any updates from anything from the discussion we had about the one property that,
That's the one we were talking about being sold.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing we can really do about that anyway, so,
Hopefully it's a good thing.
yeah, hopefully it's a good thing, we'll see. Maintenance, anything on maintenance? Okay, good. IT? Okay,
Did Gary say, I mean, we have to wait 30 days, but, I mean, he's probably getting ready to do computer stuff, right? Computer
No,
purchases?
he's very busy right now, so it'll
Okay.
be a while.
It'll be a while?
I
Okay.
haven't even brought it
Still
that's fine.
machine season right now,
up. Yeah,
so.
right.
Yep.
See, you gotta tell him to stop doing snow dance.
No kidding.
Yeah. Spring, Monday's first day of spring.
Is it?
Yeah, can't you tell?
Yeah, it'd all be good.
Planning commission.
They have a meeting on the 21st. Looks like they're tackling a lot of things, which is great.
Okay, good. NEK, CUD, VORC, updates, anything? Okay. Infrastructure project, do we have anything on that?
Well,
Got that.
just, I did a quick review on some of this stuff. This was some of the stuff, Lisa, that he had talked about in the meeting we had. So like, one of the board members needs to complete a survey, a town employee needs to complete a survey. It doesn't have an impact, but it's gotta be completed. And then there's a sheet, I'm gonna get some clarification from him, but there is a questionnaire here on a few things. So,
All right.
Okay,
I'll look through it, we can figure it out.
work on it.
Yeah, some of it's like, yeah, anyway, we can work on it.
It looks like a lot of fun there. So looking over your shoulder, that
Uh-huh.
looks like, yeah.
Do we have one handicap parking space for employees and one for visitors? Do we have an 8-inch wide parking
Yeah,
space?
we have one for
Yeah.
Plus
employees.
5 foot wide aisle for car and aisle, yeah, that's the kind of questions that you gotta answer.
We're gonna have to go measure or something, we're not, cause I don't think we're in compliance.
No.
We're
but I-
gonna be when we get
When
done.
we get this project done, Well, that's
They're
comments and
saying that it's
recommendations.
not, but when it gets done, it will be type thing, I'm assuming.
Well, it's a self-evaluation checklist.
Yep.
When Sean met with us, he told us this stuff was gonna come and it was gonna be, it will not negatively impact our grant application, funds, et cetera, et cetera. It's just, we have to, complete the
Hoops
process.
that need to be jumped through.
That's right.
Okay. Open to public and other business. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
No, you know, I thought the first thing I should do is introduce myself, because you guys don't know.
Don't.
I'm Alan Eastman.
Alan Eastman.
We built a house up on the lake 20 years ago. We've been up here every weekend since then, because I used to live in Hanover, I was a Dublin. And I fully retired 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I've been fully living up here since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm bored out of my tree.
Okay. And we need a select board secretary.
Fall foliage coordinator.
Fall foliage.
We can keep you busy.
I don't know how to time the leaves coming off the trees. The full foliage person obviously has to be able to do that.
Just so you know, the first October's it.
No, it's the sign up on 232.
Oh, yeah, the famous sign.
Who puts that out?
I don't know.
Well, peak is at 2
But every
on
year.
Monday.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen that one. So what has happened since 8 days ago?
Okay.
And there's a couple of time-sensitive issues that I wanted to get to quickly. So the first thing I did, I'd already put together, as you might have known, I sort of knew what I was talking about, but within 48 hours of that, I knew even more of what I was talking about. And here is your take-home exams.
Just
They're not taken.
what I will,
You don't
what I
have
was
to do that.
interested in.
Thank
If you've been on the website, you'll notice this is already on the town website. Carrie's got it on the website, she's got handouts. Sarah's got some copies of the library as well.
Okay.
Sarah is working on trying with some contacts from people in Groton, Mass, and a few others that she knows, to get somebody in here to talk about it. So we've sort of, the we means there's more than me now.
Which you were talking about a committee, we were thinking a committee, so you put together a committee and you're in charge of the committee. The
Well,
committee just reports back to the select board and then then we'll go from there.
I quickly established that, this is my past experience with committees, that the number of people on the committee is inversely proportional to the amount of work you get done.
Yeah.
This is why this has worked so quickly, because so far it's a committee of one.
Okay.
So this is just sort of some, I found some ways to control knotweed.
Right?
And I think Sarah agrees because she knows some of these as well. And I got particularly interested in the one on page 2, which is injecting the canes. That
Okay.
becomes very relevant because you can do it if the plants are are in the stream or growing to the stream.
Okay.
You can't, and I think there's a lot of concern for spraying Roundup, but if you inject it, you've really got much more control going on. So I've taken the position of thinking, at the meeting we were saying, well, we need to advertise, we need to get the news out. I got quite a lot of feedback at the meeting, and since, from people. But we also thought we ought to do it ourselves as well. So I've been offering myself as a team of 3 at the moment, to help get rid of it if you've got it growing on your property. We haven't yet determined lots of places where there are property, but Patrick has it in the Pancake House. There's a 50 square foot piece right outside the rental place.
And across the street.
And the one across the street is a disaster. That is
Yeah,
probably about half an acre or more now.
I cut what was down by the road so I could see out of my driveway. So technically, where that is, that's on, oh geez, what's her name?
Yeah, well, I'm
Gil's
sure it is.
property that somebody's buying, I think, right? Potentially. Yeah, but, anyway.
Well, actually, let me change direction quite. That is a major problem in this town. If that property is going to be sold and somebody's going to take it, what are they going to do about it?
Yeah.
I mentioned that in England you can't get a mortgage if it's growing on your property.
Yeah.
There's no legislation like that here. But I would like to suggest that something like the planning committee do something with the zoning or wherever it would be. If it's on your property, you must not dig it up and move it. Because wherever you move that dirt, you're creating bigger problems. It's got to be killed on the property. But if someone's buying it, they've got to know how to control it, get rid of it before they do any construction on it. I think that's a big issue for anybody who's
I think if anybody wants to build on that property, they're gonna have to get rid of it anyway, because it's,
But they may not know how to get rid of it.
That's right, yeah.
That's a big problem there, so, yeah, I know that one. So Patrick has given us permission to attack he's quick to respond.
Yep.
And so we're planning on going in and taking care of that. The way it's gonna work, and why it's time sensitive, is what we wanna do is to go in the spring and rake out the old canes. Because that's gonna make it much easier to work through. We then let the canes grow, and once they've grown and they've flowered, in like September, we inject them. And we'll come back in August, in September, October, and do it again, if there's any left. That's the kind of strategy. So, we need to put up some signage around where we're working. And I'm wondering if the town wants to sanction this action. By that, what I mean is, do we put up signs like the one I can't find, like this, which says the town of Groton? Or these are 12 by 18 signs. And I thought that if this was put up on Patrick's property, for example, it's right by the road and people can see this. So it actually is continuing to keep a sensitivity to those who see the sign.
The only thing I have an issue with this sign is it makes it look like the town of Groton is doing the control and we're not doing the control. So it would.
Well, it depends on whether you want to sanction me to do it for the town of Groton. See what I mean?
Well, yeah, but then we get into other liabilities and certain other things, so we gotta be a little careful.
I mean, I think we have to, I support us taking, helping with this for sure, but I think we have to be sure that we're following the right processes. Part of it is, we can say, yes, let's support this, and then it gets into costs. If it's a volunteer program, that's one thing, but if there's costs associated that we have to follow up with the budget. But also, if we're doing this, then we have to make sure that we're dotting all the T's and crossing all the I's.
Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm in favor of what you're trying to do here, but as far as the town getting involved in it directly, I would say we probably wouldn't be getting involved in it directly, but we would support the thing. Well, it's not that simple. It's that, so we hold the town liable. So if you're injecting it with, what are you injecting them with? Roundup? Okay, so somebody gets sick and it had something to do with the town and
The bigger problem, Alan, is from our perspective, what we need to look out for is maybe somebody doesn't get sick, but they know the town's doing it.
Right.
And people think, well, the towns have got deep pockets. So I can say I've got a headache, or I can say I've got you know what I mean? I mean, that's our concern. I mean, the board is generally receptive to your requests, and I think if you want permission to run around and get rid of all of it, we're all in favor of that.
So what are you asking us for?
Yeah, I think us putting a badge on you that says you're working for the town of Groton is where the hesitancy from the board comes from.
So, one thing, there's several things we're asking. First of all, what if it's growing on town property?
Oh, I'm sure it is. So the old dump, I think is all full of it. It's Puffer Road now, but it's the old dump.
Yeah, no, it's up.
It's all full of it up there, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. It's all, a lot of raspberries up there.
Well, I know it's all up there. So anyways,
Yeah.
okay, so it's up there.
Stump dump too. I mean, I think there might be some
One that
here.
strikes me at the moment is the Gateway project. If they're planning on doing anything out there, if it's on those side, that side, it needs to be got rid
The
of.
stump no, it's down there. I'm sure it's down there.
So do we have, I would need permission for the town to go in and do anything on that side. You see, I can go to any person and say, any private owner and say, would you like us to help you?
Right.
So I go to the town and say, would you like me to help you? And if it's growing on your property, would you be comfortable with us taking this approach to kill it on your property? You'd have to give me permission to do that.
And that's fine, but I guess I just wanna make sure that it doesn't come back, there's nothing legally that,
What if you reach out to Gavin?
that's what I mean. I have no problem, but but to protect the town, we need to just say, hey, this is what the proposal is, and is this okay? So I guess we could look into that, and as far as I'm concerned, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Grab a 5-gallon bucket of Roundup and go around everybody.
It sounds like there's some time before, activities would need to start.
It's not right out there right now. Before we have to inject anything.
Yeah, correct. But you still need to meet.
I need to do the survey, and if necessary, those places, we need to clean out the brush beforehand, because try crawling underneath it, all the brush underneath it.
Okay, so tell us exactly what the procedure is. So meaning what?
Yeah.
So you're gonna inject it.
Yeah, look on page 2. And
It's
Okay, but I don't want to read. I don't want to read through all this. I just want
it's early spring, rake out all the dead stuff, and then nothing in the summer, and then August, after everything flowers, they inject. September, go back and re-inject, and then, just repeat the process. As necessary, yep.
So how many years would this take?
Depends on.
They're saying this approach is the most effective, they're saying, and it has 95 to 100% success, meaning if we did 100 off, we would have success on 95.
After one treatment?
After one treatment. I think they're unlikely. For whatever he says, you're going to have to come back and do it again next year. But 2 years probably will get it done.
Okay, so
And you have to say,
I'll reach out to Gavin
And you're gonna get the injector?
Have a conversation.
yes, I'm not asking the town for anything, this is us volunteering to do it.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
one
I
reason for the
think-
signs is, I don't want anybody out there mowing it.
Yep.
So we can get rid of that and just put a sign up like that.
Yeah.
And that would be, would solve the problem.
Well, and I think
Which, if we're on Groton town property, it's one thing to say, whatever, Groton.
Yeah, like you said, if you came to my house and I gave you permission, then that's between us.
Right. But
Same with the camping.
What I would say too is we're supportive of it, but if you want to, there's nothing wrong with you surveying, roadside surveying what you find for where there's stuff growing that or has grown in the past, and I'm sure Carrie can help you find property owner names and contact information to contact those, and as far as town property goes, I think if we find out what Gavin says, I'm
no
supportive of us doing, so, I'm supportive of us doing it on town property if it is on if we
Right.
have this growing there.
absolutely.
Yep.
So it sounds great. Let me check on the legal part of it, and if Gavin says no problem and whatever, then absolutely.
And then the only other question I would ask Gavin is how does that apply to town road right of way? So if there's something in a road right of way, we could I'm assuming we can treat what would be in a road right of way, but if it's on somebody's property and it goes outside of the right of way, then what?
Who wouldn't want it treated either, what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, but
If it's on there, if there's a private property and a side of the road, I think you talk to both of them anyway.
Right.
I have actually already solicited the regions, and they got back to me, but they haven't got the answers yet.
Okay.
so and what I'd say is things like the the state highways, V-Trans can help us with, but we've got town highways or town roads too that we can train Philip on how to help worse. Or, we can do some education and.
What I have to say is, do you have a program where you're trying to get rid of it? There's a large patch up on 232,
Yep.
which we specifically targeted as, would you like us to do this for you? Or are you going to do it? What's going to happen? We'd like to have a couple of test sites. We just want to have them to Patrick and the state. So this is an exploratory year of trying to find out, how well does this work? How easy is it to do it? The burnt house is almost a disaster. I don't know how you get in there.
Actually, you really wanna know who to educate would be your town road agents and stuff, because my mother has it, and she got it from the town, cause they dug out ditches, and they brought it, and she's had it for years, because they cleaned the ditches out, and it was in the ditches, and then they brought it to,
You want me to talk to Harold?
well,
You know, his father-in-law lives next door to me.
absolutely, but I'm just saying, I mean, that seems like a big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I think the road commissioner can help with it too.
Jeff,
Yeah.
gets to one other question. As we're brushing stuff out from sites, I'm not sure where we can dump it. Is there somewhere in this town we can actually dump it?
Not in this
Not
town.
anymore.
You'd have to take it.
Japanese
No,
knot.
yeah,
So-
I wanna dump dead stuff.
For the dead stuff, I mean, the town pays into Northeast Kingdom Waste Management, and the place to take it would be out to East Rygate, to where the recycling center is. Cause I think they
That's
collect
our
brush.
brush dump now,
That's our
yeah.
brush place, yeah. So that's the place to take it. It's out.
It's out past there.
Between the cans and the tires, way in the back. It's parts of the year they have it open, and, yeah.
And they charge you dumping brush out there?
I don't
No,
believe so.
I don't
No.
think
Oh, great, and I'll take the live stuff too. Oh, just kidding.
so. Yeah, yep.
Okay, so,
No, that's pretty much what's on my agenda.
okay, so we'll, I'll get back to you, hopefully by our next meeting, I'll have an answer.
I mean, yeah, generally speaking, Alan, I think the board's supportive of what you're after. The only hesitation is obviously the legal end of it from our perspective. So, I think keep going forward with what you got. I think you get the support of the board for the most part.
Did the legal advice tell you whether to put town and Groton on here, or we should do that anyway?
Well, if it's on town property, it's fine to say you're
No,
treating for
it's
not,
all town property.
Yeah.
well, yeah, so if it's not town property, I'd say no.
And then after the time sensitivities, they've got to get some signs made before
Right,
they're
right,
ready the day the snow thaws.
Yep.
right,
Could be anything.
right.
Well, in your research, if you come up with anything for Sumac, let me know, because I've got, or Sumac, I've got that all over the place. No, I've been down that road. That doesn't do it either.
Anything else for open? Okay, Philip.
Pressed and then subpoenaed to Superior Court and jury duty. So I will be doing jury duty for April, May, and June.
Oh.
Not impressed. Here in St. John's Parish, so I don't have to go to Burlington, Brattleboro. Yeah, it's a straight day so far.
Oh, yeah, have you been elected, approved, definitely doing it?
Subpoena means you are don't, mister.
Oh,
I haven't been, there's no draws yet, starts April.
oh, okay, okay. Okay, well, good luck.
Is that the first time you've had to be?
Superior Court, I sat in that courthouse up there and watched it snow hard all day long.
Okay, thank you. The speed signs and stuff, you're still working on that?
Yep.
With that, we're trying the sprinklers and whatever, we have a high
Still working
figure,
on
we're still
that,
working
yeah.
on that.
I wonder if there's a,
Uh,
like, you've got cell phone freaking cameras now, like Wi-Fi based cameras. I wondered if there's something we could tie into the Wi-Fi.
suck up too much Wi-Fi and it won't work, we
Yeah.
need broadband. Setting agenda for next meeting, pretty much the same, right?
Yep.
Except
So, April 5th, Mary
Appointments.
Grant's coming back to talk, that's
about the tree, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
talk about the Christmas tree.
You know, I thought you wrote something down earlier that we were gonna have on the agenda.
Posting of roads.
Oh, there you go.
Road posting.
Yeah, talk to Carol about posting the roads.
Right now.
I can check in with Harold, I can check in with Harold and get a report on that for next meeting.
Oh. I forgot to mention about the tree. Was there, so the tree, there's a tree on Minard Hill that's going over the,
Power line?
leaning over the power lines.
Over the road.
Over the road and the power lines, yeah. And it was brought to my attention if that tree goes down, there's gonna be a problem. So I can talk.
And you know what's gonna be a problem? If the town tries to cut that down and it lands on a power line, then it's really gonna be a problem. If
I'd
that
wait-
tree comes down because Mother Nature brings it down, then the power company comes and cleans it up, and it's not the town's problem.
That's true.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
That's
So let's,
where I
let,
see
let's
it.
let it be there.
They're supposed to come down, clear the trees, and protect it from landing on a tree.
Well, and
If it's reported, if you report to the
You can
power
report, yeah.
company that it's a hazard tree, they will come
Yeah,
take care of the tree.
they made it.
Give it to Steve.
Well, there's something to do with that tree, I thought, that we couldn't cut it down or whatever.
I thought when you got
Right.
in that culvert, there was a reason why that couldn't come down, that tree.
Oh, right in, on Scott
Yep,
lawn.
no, did I dream that?
I don't know.
That's quite an answer.
What about the other trees? The other ones up above they're in the ditch, lying and all over.
Yeah.
But I just, that one is a bummer, that was one that burn, grows fast.
Yeah, it's a, well, it's
It
a,
always looks like it's gonna fall down in a minute.
Yeah.
Part of it fell down and we did something down there.
is it? Yeah. It's a hard act, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
same
anyway.
as whatever we had in this backyard.
I don't know, I thought it was a hard act, but anyways, okay, well, we could do something with that, okay, so agenda, same as whatever, tree, and so I guess, need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.